Hello guys. Uh, Today we shall discuss the heat transfer module 4 class 2. So in the last class, in the previous class, we have discussed about the introduction of the heat transfer. So why heat transfer is required apart from the structural forces. So we need to consider even the thermal forces also. So how this thermal distribution is going to happen, that we have discussed in the last class. uh, and even the thermal conductivity stiffness matrix for the thermal conductivity is also we have discussed, and problems on composite walls of three different layers we have discussed. One is at convection is happening at one end, and convection is happening uh, at the beginning, at the end, in both the cases. How the problem can be solved, that we have discussed. So here in the wall, in the composite walls, so we have discussed both conduction, convection, and where the force is going to take place. Okay, so today we shall continue the problems. So before we start the problem, so once again I'll recall the formulae. So here equilibrium equation, kt is equal to f, where k is the stiffness. So where k includes the combination of both convection and conduction. Okay, addition of both. So total systems stiffness matrix, k, t is the temperature point, that is nothing but a nodal temperatures. So here we need to identify the distribution, means at what point what is the temperature rise. Okay, so that is what t. So t is nothing but a node in our FEM language, but when I consider T, here is the temperature points. Okay, and F is a force. Fine. So next, stiffness matrix for the conduction. So already we have discussed this, and we have derived this K is equal to A K by L, 1 minus 1 minus 1 1. Okay, so here K is the thermal conductivity, A is the area, L is the length of the component, okay, or length of the member, whichever we choose. So here heat conduction with free end convection. So for the convection, what happens, the stiffness matrix is going to change. So here how it is going to change, I have given the diagram here. If I consider one element 1, where I have on two nodes T1 and T2, here the convection is happening at node 2. That is the reason why in the convection formula KH is equal to HA0001 I got, where because convection happening at node 2, 2 comma 2, the value is going to get 1. So the same problem, if convection is happening at the beginning, that is at node 1, what happens, the formula where you have is 1 comma 1. So 1 at 1 comma 1 in the matrix 1 comma 1, you will get a number 1. So here these two things you have to be very careful when you are putting the formula. So where there is a convection, at what node you have the convection, that node value you will get, you will be having a number 1. Fine. The same thing for the force vector, where I have an end, so I'll get number 1. So this is 1 comma, this is node 1, node 2. So same thing, this is 1 2. So at 2 I have the number. When I consider in this case, this is node 1, node 2, this is 1, this is 2, means at 1 I have a convection, so I got a value 1. Okay, fine. So this is a force vector, and this fifth point, 1D heat conduction with convection stiffness matrix for the fins. So this I will discuss when problem comes. Okay, fine. Now we shall start with the same composite wall, but here now till now what we have discussed in the last class is of three layers of three different thermal conductivities, K1, K2, K3. So now we have discussing with only two layers, K1 and K2. So given data is determine the temperature distribution through composite wall shown in figure when the convective heat loss occurs on the right surface. So here is the convective heat losses are going to take place. Means T naught is a temperature which is given at this end. The temperature as it goes here, the heat loss is going to take place because T infinity is minus 5 degree Celsius. So he has given K1 value, K2 value. K1 is 6 watt per meter degree Celsius. K2 is 20 watt per meter degree Celsius. Okay, and length of the elements here, K1 thermal conductivity for the first layer is 0.06 a meter length. Sorry, thickness, it is not a length, it's a thickness, 0.06 meter thickness, 0.02 meter thickness for the second element. So what is the first step we need to do is, very first step is I need to create a FE model here. What is a FE model here? So how many elements, how many nodes I have, that I need to specify. Okay, so here I have a 2 elements and 3 nodes. So here I, instead of specifying node 1 2 3, I specified T1 T2 T3, where it shows the temperature points, means at what those points what is the temperature that we can find using this problem. Fine. Okay, second step is what? The elemental stiffness matrix for the heat conduction. We know the elemental stiffness matrix heat conduction formula, that is what? K is equal to Kc is equal to K1 A1 L1 1 minus 1 minus 1 1. So here K value I know 6. Area, once again I am repeating here, in the given data area is not specified. Be careful, if area is not specified you can assume it as unity. So it is assumed, okay, it is assumption, and it is understood that A is equal to 1 meter square. Okay, so here area I took 1 6 into 1, second one is 20 into 1 by 0.02, this is 26 into 1 by 0.06. So I'll get a stiffness matrix for the heat conduction. For the first element is 100 minus 100 minus 100 100. For the second element is 1000 minus 1000 minus 1000 1000. Okay, so next, the global stiffness matrix due to heat conduction. So here I need to add the element 1 and element 2 of the conduction stiffness matrices. Okay, so that is what Kc is equal to Kc1 plus Kc2. Here the power 1 2 indicates not node, it is the element. Kc1 is the stiffness matrix of conduction stiffness matrix for the element 1, conduction stiffness matrix for the element 2. So if I add these two, it is not a regular matrix addition, already we have discussed in the previous class. It is 1 2, it is 1 2 for the first element, 1 2 for the second element, it is 2 3, it is 2 3. Fine, Baba. So now I have to make a changes in such a make global stiffness matrix in such a way that I should get a 3 by 3 3 by 3 matrix. Okay, fine. So next we shall move on. So next, the global stiffness matrix, what I got is Kc is equal to, so same thing as it is, the stiffness matrix as it is, same it is, but at this point 2 comma 2, this is also 2 comma 2, 100 and 1000, it becomes 1100 at the center. Okay, only that is going to add, remaining thing as it is, and wherever I don't have the numbers, so for the first element I don't have a node 3, so this becomes 0 1 3. For the third element, second element, I don't have 1, so 3 1 value becomes 0. Okay, fine. So next, since at node 3, now that is the third step, I need to find the heat convection. Now where convection is happening? Convection is happening at element 2, that too at node 3. Since at node 3 heat is lost to the surrounding by convection because it is exposed. What is the T infinity value? Minus 5 degrees Celsius. Okay, so stiffness matrix due to convection only at node 3. Okay, fine. So here I have a stiffness formula for the heat convection, KH2. I said you, what is this 2? Element for the second element and at node 3. That is the reason why only one value I have here, 0 0 0 1. It indicates that 0 0 means for the element 2, for sorry, at node 2 I don't have anything. At node 3 I have a convection. That is the reason why at diagonal 2 comma 2 I have a 1 value. Okay, AH 0 0 0 1. A I know area, H I know. What is H? Coefficient of thermal expansion. So if I substitute, I got this value. So next I'll go for the global stiffness matrix due to heat conduction. So here global stiffness matrix KH1 means for the element 1. So convection for the element 1, it is not happening. So it is, this value is 0 and this is happening. So when I global it, so it's 0, this is 0, I put all the values as 0, and when only at 3 comma 3 I have the only at node 3, so 3 comma 3 I have the value. So now I am going to make a global stiffness matrix where combining considering conduction and convection. So now global stiffness matrix is what? K is equal to Kc plus Kh. Kc is the global stiffness matrix of the heat conduction. Kh is the global stiffness matrix for the convection. So combining this for the total system, what is the stiffness matrix? K is equal to Kc plus Kh. This is a regular matrix addition. So this is a regular matrix addition where only at this point, whatever you have here 2000, because Kh value at 3 comma 3 I have 1000. So here already I have 1000 plus 1000 I'll get 2000. Okay. Now I got the global stiffness matrix for the total system. Now I need to go to the force vector. Here also same thing, the force vector due to free end convection. Means what? The force is happening only at the node 3 because convection is happening there. That's the reason why in the formula what I have is AH T infinity 0 1. If convection is happening at node 1, I need to take 1 comma 1 0. But here the convection is happening at a node 3, so I will take 0 1. Fine. So A I know, H I know, T infinity I know. 1 into 1000 into minus 5, 0 1. Finally I got minus 5000. So now global force vector. The global force vector, I said you, the force is acting only at node 3. Means convection is happening only at node 3. At node 1 is 0, node 2 is 0. At node 3, the force I got is minus 5000 by using global stiffness matrix. Okay, fine. So next we shall move on to the equilibrium equation. So now the equilibrium equation is given by Kt is equal to F, where K is the global stiffness matrix of the system, F is the global force vector for the system. So now I got the equilibrium equation. Now I can use approaches, elimination approach, so that to get the solution. But from the given data, it is understood that at node 1, I have a constant temperature T0 is equal to 20 degree Celsius. Means what? I need to eliminate first column and first row of the equilibrium equation. But I know the temperature of T1 value. If I eliminate first row and first column, the T1 will be vanished. Means what? In the total equilibrium equation, I know where I have considered the temperature T1. So without considering T1, if I solve this solution, I will get an error. So that is the reason why what I will do. Now I am going to consider second row. Why I need to consider only second row? Because first row I am going to eliminate. Why should I consider only the second row? Because first row I am going to eliminate. If I consider third row, 0 into T1 means again T1 is going to vanish. That is the reason why I will consider the second row. Now if I consider the second row, what I will get here? So minus 100 into T1, 1100 into T2, minus 1000 into 33 is equal to 0. So here the T1 value I am going to put, it is 20 degrees Celsius. Now total I got what? 1100 T2 minus 1000 T3 is equal to 2000. Means here in the equation 2, this 1100 minus 1000, this is not going to change, except in the force vector this 2000 is going to add. Now what I will do, I will use two things at a time. Now I am going to eliminate first row and first column of the equilibrium equation, and equation 2 I am going to substitute in equation 1 in the row, in the second row. If I substitute this value, now I am going to get what? A 2 by 2 matrix or two simultaneous equations I am going to get. If I solve these values, I will get T2 is equal to minus 0.833 degrees Celsius, minus T3 is equal to minus 2.9167 degree Celsius. So from the given data itself, we can analyze the convection temperature is minus 5 degrees Celsius. At node 3, definitely the value should be nearer to the convection value. So here I got the value is 0.3, minus 0.3 approximately. So minus 5 I have. Okay, fine. So if this value, if you got positive, something you have made a wrong, you have made a mistake. So that you have to make a visual analysis. Means without calculation, you have to observe the problem and then you have to identify what the solution, you can predict the solution. Means what? At node 3 definitely the temperature should be negative itself, it should not be in a positive temperature, because the convection what is happening is minus 5 degrees Celsius. Fine. Okay, next we shall move on to the next problem. Same thing, a composite wall consists of two materials is shown in figure. The outer temperature is T0, that is equal to 20 degrees Celsius. Convection heat transfer takes place on the inner surface of the wall with H is equal to 25 watt per meter square degree Celsius. T infinity is 800 degrees Celsius. Determine the distribution, temperature distribution in the wall. Okay, fine. So here the same problem as previous, but here whatever you have the convection in the previous problem it was in the right side, but now for the given problem it is on the left side. The heat, the constant temperature is sending from the right to the left. For our previous problem it was from the left to the right. Okay, so the same thing, the formula for the force vector and convection stiffness matrix, only those two formulas is going to change, and remaining thing is just numerical values are changing. Here the K1 value is 20 watt per meter degree Kelvin, K2 is 30 watt per meter degree Kelvin. Width of the first element, first layer is 0.3 meter, second layer is 0.15 meter. What is the first step? First step what you have to do is what? FE model. So FE model is what? So I have a two elements and three nodes T1, T2, T3. So here the same thing, the stiffness matrix for the heat conduction, stiffness matrix for the heat conduction R. So same thing, Kc1 is equal to Ka1 L1. Same thing here also, area is not specified, you can take it as unity. So I know the K1 value, I know the K2 value. So K1 is 20, K3 is 30. So 20 into 1 by 0.3, this is 30 into 1 by 0.15. In the substitute I have a first element matrix as 66.667 and symmetric matrix, and second element as 200, that is also in symmetric matrix. Now global stiffness matrix due to heat conduction, Kc1 plus Kc2. So how to make this global? So 1 comma 1, 2 comma 2, 1 comma 1, 1 comma 2, 1 comma 3, 2 comma 1, 2 comma 2, 2 comma 3, 3 comma 1, 3 comma 2, 3 comma 3. How I am going to get 1 comma 1, 1 comma 2? So here I have to specify for this element 1 2 1 2. Here I have to specify 2 3 2 3. If I make a global, I got this value, means only the mid value here 66.66 and 200, these two values are going to add, and remaining thing remains as it is. And where I don't have a value like 1 comma 3 and 3 comma 1, I'll put it as 0. Okay, so now I got the global stiffness matrix for the heat conduction. Okay, now next third step is what? I need to find the convection. So now in the given problem, the convection is happening where? Convection is happening at node 1, means at the beginning of the layer. Okay, so because of that what I will do, this here the stiffness value, can you observe here, the one value has came at 1 comma 1. Okay, so one value I got at 1 comma 1 because the convection is happening at first node. Okay, AH1000. So A I know, H I know. If I substitute, I got the value. Now global stiffness matrix. Now global stiffness matrix for the heat convection at element 2, no convection is taking place. Only at element 1, that too at node 1. So I got only 25, remaining values I got 0. Next, total equilibrium, so total stiffness matrix of the total system considering convection and conduction, K is equal to Kc plus Kh, and the regular matrix addition. Only at this point 667.67 plus 25 is equal to 91.67 value I am going to get. Okay, same thing at the force vector. Here also same thing, force vector due to free end convection only at node 1. Sorry, so here it is not node 3, this is node 1. Okay, this is at node 1, this is not 3, this is at node 1. Okay, fine. So here I wrote here, I have specified it is 1. So for the first element AH T infinity 1 comma 0, here also same thing, force vector at the first node. So for the first node I have the value, so I got 1. So this is the force vector due to heat conduction at element 1 at node 1. Okay, now global force vector at node 1, I have node 1 only force, I have node 2, node 3, there is no convection is happening, I'll put it as 0. Now equilibrium equation is given by kt is equal to f. Same thing, equilibrium equation. Here again comes the same problem here. If I want to eliminate which row and column I am going to eliminate, because the constant temperature is at node 3, means at T naught is equal to 28 degrees. Okay, where convection is happening at node 1. If I want I want to eliminate, I need to eliminate third row and third column of the stiffness matrix. Okay, third row and third column of the stiffness matrix. So if I eliminate, what happens? The T3 value. The T3 value is what? T3 is known. T3 is 20 degree Celsius. Okay. So now what I will do? If I consider the first element, the T3 value will vanish. I can't consider the third element. So I have left only with second row I need to consider. So if I consider the second row, minus 667.67 T1 plus 226.667 minus 200 into T3, where minus 200 into T3 value is 20. If I substitute, I got this value. Now what I will do? Now I am going to eliminate. Now I am going to replace this row equation 2 in equation 1. I will replace with this second row. So finally what I am going to get here? So using elimination approach, eliminating third row and column, equation 1, and replacing row with equation 2, we get 2 by 2 or 2 simultaneous equations. So if I solve, I'll get T2 is equal to 280 degrees Celsius and T3 is equal to 85 degree Celsius. Because T infinity is how much? Because the T infinity is 800 degree Celsius. So T3 value or T2 value is what? 280 degree Celsius I am going to get. Okay. So next we shall move on to the next problem. Same thing, consider the brick wall. Here also same brick wall, but the thickness is L is equal to 0.3. Now in the given problem he has given only one layer. It doesn't have a two layers, only one layer, which thermal conductivity is 0.07 watt per meter degree Celsius, thickness is 0.3 meter, initial temperature is 28 degrees Celsius, and other end convection is happening at 40 watt per meter square degree Celsius, and T infinity is minus 15 degree Celsius. So determine the steady state temperature distribution within the wall and heat flux through the wall. Use two element model. So in the given data, E says that you have to use this given problem into two parts. So you have to divide the given part into two parts, because our given problem, it is a single component, only one layer I have. So E is saying to consider it into two parts. So the thickness becomes 0.15 and 0.15. So very basic step is what? I need to consider the FE model. The basic step is about two elements. So here I should make a equal here. So this side should get, the point should be shifted here, so that this both are equal. Okay, fine. The FE model both should be equal approximately. So element 1 and element 2, 3 nodes I have. Fine. So next we shall move on to the first step is what? Conduction. So here heat stiffness matrix for the heat conduction, Kc1 is equal to Ka1 A1 by L1. In this case what happens? Whatever the K1 A1 value, Kc1 value is equal to Kc2 value, because I have took half. So both remains same. So the stiffness matrix of the first element, the stiffness matrix for the second element, both remains same. Okay. So now next, global stiffness matrix. So if I add 4.667 and 4.667, these two things, I'll get 9.33, and remaining these things comes in the upper triangular, and these things, sorry, these things come in the lower triangle and left with these two is going to act, so I'll get remaining things, I'll get 0 and 0. Okay, this is what global stiffness matrix for the heat conduction. So next we shall move on to the heat convection. Here also same problem, the heat convection is happening at where node 3. Okay, so heat is lost to the surrounding at by convection because it is exposed stiffness matrix due to heat conduction only at node 3, because at node 3 what I have, the value comes at the 2 comma 2, sorry 3 comma this is element 2 comma 3 is the value. At 3 comma 3 I'll get it, because element 1 I don't have a convection, only at element 2 I said you KH. This 2 indicates not a node, it's a element. Okay, so I got the value at 1. So now global stiffness matrix, as I said, the convection is not happening at the element 1. This I put it as Z, that is 0, all values it will be 0. The 3 comma 3 at node 3 what convection is happening, so it is the value is 40. Next, global stiffness matrix. Now combining the conduction and convection, finally I'll get K is equal to Kc plus Kh. This is a regular matrix addition, so only I have to add only this value 4.667 plus 40, so 44.667 I am going to get. Force vector due to free end convection, so here force vector what I will get, 0 1. So here I will get flower bracket 0 1 because convection is happening at node 3. So this, sorry, here I have specified 3, this is not 3, that is 2. I have to say it is element 2. Fine. Okay, this is element 2. So at node 3 I have the 1 value. So same thing for the global force vector. Force is acting only at node 1 because convection is node 3 because convection is happening there. So node 1 and node 2 it's 0. The value I got is minus 600. Fine. Okay. Next, the equilibrium equation is given by KT is equal to F. Now the equilibrium equation, the same problem. What? Now for this problem I have to element first row and first column. So now what I have to do, whether I have to consider a second row or third row, because I can't consider the first row because if after it is eliminated I can't replace that. Now which I have to take, I can't even take the third row. Why? Because 0 into T1, if it is 0 into T1, 0 into T1 again vanishes here. So I have only option with what? Sorry. I have only option with what? Only at row 2. So now considering row 2, so this is what? Minus 4.667 T1 plus 9.33 T2 minus 4.667 T3 is equal to 0. So in this equation, if I substitute the T1 value, I know T1 is 28 degrees Celsius. If I substitute this T1 value, I'll get 9.33 T2 minus 4.67733 is equal to, I'll get 130.667. Now what I'll do, I will eliminate the first row and first column. At the same time, I am going to replace equation 2 in equation 1's second row. Means what? This values remain same here. Only the 0 value I am going to substitute 130.667. Okay. So now the same thing I have wrote in a text, thus using elimination approach, eliminating first row and column of equation 1 and replacing second row with equation 2 we get. So I'll get a two simultaneous equations or 2 by 2 cross matrices. If I solve, I'll get T2 is equal to 7.685 degrees Celsius, T3 is equal to minus 12.63. I said you at node 3 convection is happening. T infinity is what? Minus 15 degrees Celsius. So here T3 value I got is minus 12.63, which is almost near to the convection transverse temperature. Okay, next we shall move on to the next problem. Now we shall start with the fin problem. Okay, so before I start with the fin, let me explain what is the fin. In the fin, what is the formula for the fin? So here I have the fin formulas. For the fin, the conduction remains same. For the convection, what happens? HPL by 6 2 1 1 2. In this H I know, L I know. What is P? P is the perimeter here. Okay, and here I have all the values 2 1 1 2, as if we have for the convection for the composite wall we have 0 0 0 1 or 1 0 0 0, but here I have all the values. If what happens in the fin is, if I consider a fin, if I give a temperature, for example, if I consider IC engine, or for our bikes we have a fins, isn't it, on the engines. So how the heat transfer takes place? Heat transfer is going to takes place throughout the surface of the fin. Am I right? So what happens for this? We don't have a free end convection kind of a thing. Total area means I have to consider total perimeter of the particular thing with length. What happens? The heat transfer is going to take place. That is the reason why we don't have a particular node is not 0, but all the cases, if I consider every element in the fin, all the element I have the values. Fine, Baba. So that is why H is equal to PL by 6 to 1 1 2. So this is fixed, okay, for the fin. What about the force vector? Same thing, the perimeter will come. Why perimeter is going to come? The force vector, because at the fin all sides the convection is going to takes place. Fine, Baba. So all convection, so I am going to consider perimeter. What is the perimeter? Perimeter value for different geometries, the perimeter value is going to change. For example, like triangular perimeter value is different, formula is different, circular perimeter formula is different. That we shall discuss what is that and how we can solve the problem for the fin. Okay. Okay, so here is the given problem. A metallic fin with thermal conductivity 70 watt per centimeter degree Celsius, 1 centimeter radius. He has given the radius here. So it is a circular fin. It is not a rectangular fin. It is a circular fin. Fin and 5 centimeter length. Length is 5 centimeters. Extends from a plane wall whose temperature is 140 degrees Celsius. Means what? The conduction, it is a constant temperature 140 degrees Celsius. It is passed to the fin and surrounding temperature is 220 degrees Celsius. Throughout the fin there is a heat transfer is going to take place as if our fin is exposed to the air. Fine. Okay. So determine the temperature distribution along the fin if heat is transferred to ambient at air at 20 degrees Celsius. Sorry, this is not 220, this is 20 degree Celsius. So here it is 20 degree Celsius. Okay, T infinity is 20 degrees Celsius. It is not 220, it is 20 degree Celsius. Okay, so this is what I'll write neatly there. This is 20. Okay, here he has given. Fine. Okay, we shall start. Okay, solution. Before the solution, the area here I can't take it 1 because he has given the circle with the diameter. Am I right? So you are not supposed to take area is unity because he has specified the circle with diameter. I know pi r square. Okay, pi r square or pi d by 2 whole square. However, pi by 2 d square. However, you can write here. So pi r square is the area. Perimeter of the circle is 2 pi r. Why I need to consider the perimeter is total circumference, means total this circumference the convection is happening. That is what perimeter. Okay, what is the first step I need to consider? This FE model. So given data fin is divided into 2 parts. So in the given data he says that take 2 elements along the fin. So here the fin is total 1 element. He is saying to consider in the given data you have to make it 2 parts. So that is a given data in 2 parts. So I make it again element 1, element 2, 3 nodes T1, T2, T3 or node 1, node 1, node 2, node 3. So what is the second step is what? Elemental stiffness matrix for heat conduction. Here the conduction formula remains same. Ka1 L1 1 minus 1 minus 1. Here the conduction formula is same. So in this case what happens? Here also I am dividing the total fin into 2 parts. The Kc1 value and Kc2 value both are same. Okay, because as the K value is same and L value is same because I divided into two equal parts. After assembling, what I'll get, Kc1 plus Kc2. Now global stiffness matrix for the heat conduction have got it. Okay, so you can make it fine. Okay, next convection. Here comes the stiffness matrix due to convection. The formula is going to differ in case of fins. Kh1 is equal to HPL by 6 2112. Here H is the heat transfer coefficient, P is the perimeter, L is the length. H is 5 as given, perimeter was 2 pi into 0.5 and length is 2.56, and this value. Here also what, convection for the KH1 and KH2 both are same because I have divided the total fin into two equal parts. If I assemble the stiffness matrix for the heat convection, so here convection is happening throughout the member. That's the reason why I have the values for all the members. So here KH value, I got all the values in the stiffness matrix. So as if case in the wall, in the composite wall, I used to not get like this because convection is happening either on one layer or one side, but in fin it is not so. The convection is happening throughout the circumference or throughout the area of the, or throughout the perimeter of the fin. So I got all the values here in the convection. Now global stiffness matrix, I need to add Kc and Kh value. I got the value. It is a regular matrix addition. Force vector due to fin convection. So here again the force vector due to heat convection, the formula is going to vary. P H T infinity L by 6. Same P is perimeter, heat transfer coefficient. T infinity is 20. In the given problem I made it 220. It is not 220, it is 20 degrees Celsius. Here also the force vector is going to become same. Fine. So in this, if I make a global force vector, what happens? These two values I am going to add, remaining things remain as it is. So here the global force vector is 130.9 is same, 130.9 is same, 130.9 into 2 times I will get 261.8. Okay, this is a global force vector. Now equilibrium equation. From here the same procedure follows. Same thing here, equilibrium. Here what happened, there is a constant temperature 140 degrees Celsius at the beginning. So here also same thing, in the equilibrium equation I need to eliminate first row and first column. Here also comes the same question. I can't consider first row, I can't consider third row because 0 into T1, again T1 is going to vanish. I have left with only the second row. Now I am going to consider the second row. So minus 15.49 T1 plus 63.48 T2 minus 15.49 T3 is equal to 261.8. Now I know that T1 value was 140 degrees Celsius. If I substitute value here and if I get, I'll get equation 2 here. Now what I will do, now I am going to eliminate first row and first column of the equilibrium equation. At the same time I am going to replace equation 2 in equation 1 second row. Okay, so finally I will get 2 by 2 matrix. I am going to get 2 by 2 matrix. Now if I solve this, I will get T2 is equal to 43.94 degrees Celsius, T3 is equal to 23.19 degree Celsius. Okay, thank you. So today we shall stop till here. Tomorrow in the next class we shall discuss with few more problems. So thank you. If you have any doubt, you please raise the questions in Google Classroom. Thank you.